Alright, so this might be a short video because I honestly don't know how to go about this damn thing. In my mind, I had it. I did a couple recordings before this one, and I'm still stumped about it. And the reason why I have the Google definition of pacing is because... Let me talk about that for New Genesis. How do you guys feel about the pacing for New Genesis? After doing a bit of reviews in terms of history on base PSO2 with... especially on the Japanese side and global, the thing is, the pacing is just copying that of global because it takes 2 to 3 months for it to get to one episode to another. So right now, or like a past example of it is like global PSO2 had episode 4 roughly around August 18th, 2020, and then episode 5's release was around October 6th, 2020. And then if you had to compare that to JP had episode 4 roughly around like 2016. And then when it comes to the episode 5 release, especially with the Busted Quest release, it was kicking off in 2017. So that's a year pace, a year duration. So yeah, I have no clue how you guys feel about it. Now, there's pros and cons to it, but at the same time, I feel like this gives to go into a different subject, which is to talk about content and how long said content lasts, and if they should make content that only lasts for a bit, and then people have to wait for the next big content, or make content where it can last for a while until the next big update kicks in. The thing about base PSO2 is that they had content that can last until the next big content because it was repeatable, and you had a goal to do, and you had a goal you could try to reach for. Back then, for example, in episode 2, if you wanted to get certain unit pieces from Extreme Quest, you had to spam Extreme Quest multiple times, and you had to get these Extreme Passes. To get these Extreme Passes, you either wait for a day or you use X cubes. I think. I don't remember if that was a trade during that time. Maybe it wasn't a trade, and you had to wait every day for that. That allows that kind of time gate stuff, but that allows you to kind of, you know, prolong and delay that sort of thing so you can still play the game. But with New Genesis, it doesn't have that sort of restriction anymore, and it's like you can easily complete it. Even if you purposely stall yourself or you're not going at a fast pace, like, you can get through most of its content in maybe 2 weeks. Or, yeah, maybe 2 weeks if you played it at a snail's pace. Or maybe 3 weeks, 4 weeks, even a month. But after that, it's like, what else do you have for the next 2 months? And there's not a lot of perks and benefits by going on different characters. And I already mentioned that in its own separate video, upper right corner or in the description. But then again, some people like that because, well, it depends on the game too. PSO2 New Genesis is a PvE game. So, because it's a PvE game, you can go at your own pace, like how I'm doing with Genshin. Genshin, I'm not rushing through it. Actually, same can be said with Honkai as well. I'm not rushing through it. I'm going through the story. I'm going through the world at my own pace and doing whatever the fuck I want to do. Same can be said with New Genesis. However, you're still restricted because New Genesis isn't as big yet. But that's the thing, yet. And that means you gotta wait. And how long do you have to wait? So, and the other thing too is because of that snail's pace, that could be a good thing because that means you can play some other games instead. But that kind of goes into a different video topic that I want to bring up again, which is, are you really playing a game if you're just waiting for updates and content? But I guess that is it for this video. I'm not gonna make it too long because, yeah, it's just that the pacing in terms of release is fine. But in terms of how they're pacing the content to the point where it kind of bleeds in, well, easily ease into the next release and a bunch of other content, it's not there because after, well, I rushed through a good chunk of things, but even then, after a month, I'm already like drained out of playing New Genesis. Obviously, I am playing PSO2 again and playing some other games, but as of this moment, and especially with the next video that I'm gonna release later, I am actually busy in real life more than playing video games right now. So, yeah. Is this a good and a bad thing? I don't know. I honestly don't know. I mean, obviously you guys have answers, but for me personally, it's like a 50-50 for me. And I'm on like a love and hate with that sort of thing. I don't like it. If they were able to pace it to the point where they can prolong it, and then there's a new update right after like I complete whatever I was doing, then that'd be great. But it doesn't have the same feel that I did with base PSO2. And obviously, once again, it kind of got out of what base PSO2 was doing and went into what any other MMORPG is doing, which is open world. Or a good chunk of games are kind of doing that. PSO2 was weird because it didn't have that same sort of format, and that has its pros and cons as well. Anyways, that is it. I'm gonna end it there before this video goes into like the 10 minutes and whatnot. I just want to hear what you guys had to say about the pacing. It could be pacing in terms of content, it could be pacing in terms of release. I mean, as a vet, I can say that it's better than that of what we had to do with NJP, because we had to wait a fucking year for stuff to be released, and people tolerances to that vary. I guess I was quite patient, but then again, like there was a time where I just like left because of how slow it was. I don't know. And then it is once again kind of following that of global, but like even then the content in itself doesn't last that long. So let me know what you guys think. Put it down in the comments. That is it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. I'll have more videos that will kind of engage with you guys, get you guys thinking. I want to hear your opinions and thoughts about it all. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.